Hi everyone, I'm Alana and this is, hey, and we are your sweet guys. Hi, I am your sweet guy. And you know I'm your sweet guy because sweet guys isn't happening right now, but I'm gonna do an okay corner. And it's gonna be maybe awkward, but I'll just look at Peggy.
Can I take this seat actually?
Peggy's I'm Alana.
I'm Peggy.
And we are your sweet guys. Hey, Peggy.
We're here.
We did it, Peggy.
We did it.
I was lying.
We're
We
here
planned
together.
this. So, the reason why we're together is just really quick. Airbnb did those K-pop experiences, and somehow I got into the one with Yuhan and I am, and not gonna do a video about it. There's no reason to. We were on video, but they couldn't hear us because everyone in the room was muted. And everyone was just like eating whatever they wanted. And then they were going around talking about Korean food. Yeah. It was a fun time. Like they never heard us speak though.
Yeah.
They heard one fan speak at the very, very beginning. And then everyone else was muted. So Peggy sat there with me. And it was a swell time.
They just like did a little presentation basically.
Yeah. And we were like just sitting here watching them like this. We actually are doing an okay corner, but it's kind of just like whatever we want to discuss.
We're just like kind of checking in.
Like we're just like here.
Because like I don't know if you guys were aware, we haven't done this for like many months.
Like
so
it might okay corner might be over a year.
Yeah.
Might be over a year.
That happened while we were filming regularly anyway sometimes. But
yes. And hey guys, just checking back in 13 months later.
Yeah. One of our many
and a half?
series that we never turned into series.
Never. No.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Because people are flawed.
Okay corner stuck around longer than some others.
That's true.
Some others were absolute tanked. They were no. They were not okay.
We just
not
like to try some stuff out sometimes.
And then sometimes they don't just like stop trying. That's what we say to ourselves. We're gonna do life and K-pop.
Okay.
We're gonna intertwine those.
Well, just to give everyone a little bit of the update. I've been home with my family, which is why we're in two separate households.
Yes.
Trying to figure out some personal things.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I'm in love now.
She has a boyfriend.
So he's fantastic.
Has a boyfriend.
Shonu would love him.
His name is Marcus.
And that's the most important thing.
Yeah, he's really nice.
Super great. And I've been missing a lot of things.
I think the main thing that we can start out on, since we did discuss it before and we have been talking about it through text, is GOT7.
Yeah.
We are your sweet Aga says.
Yes.
We've written that down.
We exchanged some tough texts.
We're gonna be honest. We were talking like it was over. Like end of the actual world.
Well, I feel like
because we were so unsure.
This is probably the best space to talk about what our reactions were, because we know everyone has known for a long time that GOT7 should get the fuck out of JYP.
Absolutely.
That's been a thing.
The mistreatment was what we took it upon ourselves. Fans took it upon themselves to be like, okay, wait. Yeah. And it's been years. And so it's crazy.
We've known that they should be doing other things, but when it actually starts happening, you're kind of like, oh. Look,
goodness. No, we were kidding.
Yeah.
No, we didn't. We don't want you to leave, actually, because we didn't know where they were going to go.
Right. And I think that the timing of everything, where, the last time we saw a lot of the people that we've come to know and love from this channel over the last few years was seeing each other at concerts. Yeah. A lot being the last GOT7 concert that we went to.
Yes.
And each time everyone sees each other, it's always like, okay, next time everyone comes to town, we all get to see each other, and it's this whole thing.
Yeah, the friendship meetups are concerts.
Yeah, and it's not even a thing, it sounds cringy, but it literally becomes your lifestyle. That we base a lot of our friendships around being able to all go to the same place at the same time, and that halting with the pandemic for a long time still. That it was kind of with a lot of people, it's we'll see each other again, most likely at an event like this. And so then
and then it became the end of the world as we knew it.
Yeah.
And it turned into, well, when are we going to see these people? When are we going to see GOT7?
Right.
It was kind of like you were saying, if people have jobs and they have families and all these things, then their time off that they take a lot of the times is to go to these K-pop concerts.
Right.
And we're like, fuck yeah, we're going to have a couple of days together and all these things. And then everyone has to go back to their regular life. So to think that GOT7 being one of the top groups and people that we, one, love, and two, meet everyone at and see everyone at, for that to, we thought, be taken away, we were like, oh my God.
Yeah. And it's just no. It being knowing that no matter what they do moving forward, obviously they've emphasized that they are GOT7.
It's GOT7. 7 or never, 7 or nothing.
They're going to be doing stuff on their own for a while, and even like obviously we haven't been filming together for a while, and so like
we are kind of GOT7.
Yeah, all these things are shifting and changing without us really knowing that it was going to happen. So when that actual thing came out, it was like, this is the last thing they're doing is great. For a long time, we collapsed.
Yeah. Because for a lot of things that have been like announced in the moment was like a big thing, whether it be a big positive thing or a big negative thing, like that was the news for the time.
Yes.
That we've had to deal with and be like, okay, well, we'll handle it how we can. This came and we were like, we'll handle it how we can. How do we handle this, though? How do we handle this? We started to sound like fucking Mickey Mouse. We're like, we have no clue what to do.
Being in like the time period where everything's difficult and you can't really see a lot of the people that you love, the idea of
we were hopeless.
Meeting up again later at one of these things, it's like, even we've said like around like our birthdays and stuff, when you talk to people that it's like we'll see each other at a concert, like miss everyone.
The most we did was sit 50 feet away and then bring something to the middle of where we were standing, and then she would come and get, like, we weren't even interacting, and we were like, so when our concert's coming back, 2030? So it sucked to see.
Yeah.
But then you flip it and you talk about how the main and the important thing is like, okay, well, they're getting out of the shitty company.
Yeah.
They have promised GOT7 forever. They are GOT7. They are not their company. They're not who their company is. They are the individual work, solo work, like Mark's YouTube channel, all that type of stuff. Then you're like, okay, no. There are positives. Right. But in that one moment, we really thought, like,
where it's
what's
like,
the point of anything?
Yeah. And
impending doom.
You don't, when chapters turn without you really being prepared, sometimes it can be
reverse. Didn't want that.
What do you mean? It was just 2015 and we were just to see them in Toronto, and this just happened like 10 minutes ago, and what even is happening? And it's like, a lot.
And it really makes you think of like
all of the things that we've done over the last few years.
The things that you did that you never would have, like us going to the CN Tower.
Yeah.
Just like as a tourist thing for like that was during a trip we took to go see
First
GOT7.
time everyone on a plane
was for GOT7. Like those things, and we kind of thought like, oh, they're being taken away. And then once again, we think of, the non-K-pop related stuff where it's like, we're in a pandemic and people are dying.
Yeah.
So there's a human side of it where we're like, we are absolutely fine with it. And then the fan side, you're like, you're allowed to be upset.
Yeah, you just get, you get a little wispy about thinking about, you don't realize all these time periods are something that's going to change or end or become different. That it's like, we know we'll end up going to concerts again. We know that GOT7's going to make music again. But you don't realize that, it's not going to be the exact same.
Yeah, it's hard to accept it in the exact moment that we were reading about it.
Yeah, and it's a very tough time to
picture albums in the future. And you're like, well, it's not made. So what am I supposed to picture?
Exactly.
So
but we're very proud of them as people, as artists, and we've known that the stuff they've been they'd put out, that they're like, we didn't this is not like a lot of this is not what we even want to do.
Didn't love that.
So and we're like,
not
okay,
our style, and we're like, oh, then bye.
Yeah.
Peace, bye. Peace be with you, not with you. To add JYP.
Trash.
Like, good for GOT7. And we've known since the beginning of time, since literally Land Before Time, GOT7 were the most talented, funniest, best group. So they're gonna thrive no matter what, individually and together.
I think one of the things too that kept our channel and our relationship, our friendships with anybody that we've met along the way, and the reason that we love the groups that we do the most are because a lot of that real life stuff is attached to it. And that it's like, we know that things are going to change. We know that stuff always can't be the same forever, but we know that we love each other as people. We know that we respect everybody's process. We're not like, if you're not exactly this way forever, I don't want to be your fan anymore. Like, we would rather see everybody grow and change, even with the friends that we've made over time. We know that everybody had, you grow and go into different paths and all this stuff. And even with each other, that figuring out what's best for us in this time and growing on our own, it's all stuff that's very important. And we're glad that we've had all of these groups and things that they've brought us along the way. Of
we made friends through K-pop, but we stayed friends because we like each other still. Yeah. So it's nice to see we still keep the friends and have the friends that we have because of GOT7, but we're also we're adults and we're okay.
Right, and that's all right. And it's okay.
And it's okay to sometimes if something affects someone, severely negatively affects them, that's okay for them. But if you're that didn't affect me that much, or I got over it pretty quickly, that's also okay. Yeah. Because you're allowed to handle things how you want. Right. we in that moment it was like sad for us because we didn't know how to process it because we didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And then literally like a week later we were like, no, this is chill. Like we're fine with this. Like,
I think
okay,
it also just for both of us happened to be times where like it was a little bit of a difficult time
in
like,
life.
Yeah, that it's like, oh God, but like
no, the thing we love. And then we're like, shut up.
We'll be
Alana,
okay.
Peggy, shut up.
Yeah, and then it's
like that type of thing.
Dealing with stuff personally and everything, and like I'm trying to figure out a lot of stuff going on up here.
We're like, okay,
know, that we've all been through. Okay,
okay,
to make sure we're okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes
I could say a lot of stuff about the past hour. Lots of words could come out of my mouth for God in the past hour, but I won't do it. You're lucky we're even talking about you next.
Oh God.
Or some things can go unspoken. How about let's talk about Monster Eggs, Peggy?
Yeah, they're still hard to sell.
Yep. Their album. You were not on. This is sounding weird to say, but you were not on the channel when it came out.
No.
So on their album, was there a song that you in Fatal Love that you like gravitated towards?
When Love Killer came out, it was one of those moments where
fucking bumped myself in the face. Love Killer.
That I love when they have the songs where it's kind of actually every time they have a comeback, but like when they do the songs, you're like, oh fuck,
this is gonna be
Monster X is in the building.
Yeah,
Monster X is in the
kick
building.
the door down.
Actually, speaking of, why can't I think of the name of it? Beast Mode. Yeah. So that's a moment that I do wish. Granted, even if we were filming, we stopped doing live stages because of like copyright stuff. But that would have been if this were like a few years ago, where we would have done 14 versions of the live stage reaction
with like each member's version, react each member.
Yeah, we talked about the Love Killer fan cams as well, and like the solo of each. I would like to bless the people who choose the outfits once again. We do that periodically, but.
Like, it's not happening for us, but how do you guys, like, keep getting hotter? Is the thing. Like, we can't, like, as you get older, fitter and hotter.
Yeah.
No, not so much personal experience here relating to that. So if anyone would like to answer that, I love it.
Each day I grow closer to my true form of slug, and it seems to be...
And they're going in the complete opposite direction.
But I was re-listening to the whole album earlier today,
being like,
because I knew we were gonna hang out, so I was like, obviously listen to Monsta X's discography. I also really like their new song Fighter.
Fighter. Let's talk about something. Years ago, like legitimately a couple years ago, I think things have changed for us K-pop wise and like YouTube wise and our outlook on things, because we've discussed this, but let's discuss it with you guys. The things we did a couple years ago, we wouldn't do now. We are like past the point of things that we see on Twitter and see fans doing that, like people who have just become a fan. We did that stuff like 4 or 5 years ago.
Right.
So we're kind of like over that. It's not a phase for people. I get that.
Yeah.
But for us, it was like we grew and we moved on and we're in a different phase of being a fan of them.
Yes.
Where we enjoy it in a different way.
Right.
And it's very relaxing now.
Yeah, it feels like, which is kind of what we've been fans of a lot of people over time, and we
legitimately
sort of
since we were like 4 and 5.
We literally just like collect the people that we love, because there's no one that we've been a fan of that we know like that we're like we don't still support.
Not one member of Backstreet Boys,
and he doesn't exist. But like then it feels like they're just a part of our lives now, and that like seeing stuff that they do and following it and watching them change and grow is just like part of our life as well, and not so much in the way that we spend every waking hour following and clicking and
staying awake until this hour. Maybe we do stay awake until this hour, but it's for different reasons.
Yes, but then it's like they exist in a way that like we're always going to be fans of them. We're always going to support them. And I think if you were to keep that, or at least for us, if we were to keep that same like fervor and energy the entire time, we would have had worse mental breaks than we already have. Yeah. So
there's different ways to like love the groups.
Yeah.
And we have found a good thing for us. If and when the concerts happen, we're still fans of the group. We have tickets to the Boston show. You know, it would be cool. So like either way, like if the concert happened at some point, or if we got a refund because we kind of need that money. Yeah, but see, and that's where we're at right now in life. Yeah, we could use that refund, but we'd also love to go to the concert. Mm-hmm. But our love for them hasn't changed. No, like the love for them as a group and people and all those things has stayed the same.
Right. And when we talk about it to each other, we still get in the mode of being like, gee, good Lord, what is happening about things? It's like, yeah, they open up a certain part of you that's always fun to revisit. Mm-hmm. And it's always like, even if we get like bogged down in, like,
and then they're like, knock, knock.
If we start doing like school and work and life stuff and all these things are kind of taking precedent, then returning to this place in our life is a very nice thing to have, and that's not something you ever really let go of if you fucking love the group and what they do.
I'd like to add to that, you just saying all of those, like the things that could take over your life kind of, that if you're seeing people who are like pressuring you or saying negative things towards the people who don't stream and don't do this and don't do that, they're just at a different step or phase of their K-pop loving. That could be forever for them, and that's fine. But don't feel pressured to do things if you have other responsibilities. Yeah. You don't need to like be super fan, or you don't need to be super school. If you want to be the big fan and your whole life is fandom, right? Totally up to you. But if you have other things that are taking your time, that's also okay, and don't feel pressured or the need to always be fully in K-pop.
Right.
Or fully in anything.
I've always enjoyed that the groups that we follow most closely have always made sure to emphasize to their fans that we'll always be there for you, and we hope you're always like following us, but
we're also
your
like 45 years old.
That your life is your life, and I think we've kind of reached the point where that is actually how we're conducting ourselves, and that doesn't mean that any of it has changed as far as our feelings for it, but just that certain things start to happen where you're like, we have to deal with this person thing,
and like we don't need to like react to like this video. We don't need to watch this. We'll listen to it and talk separately. Everything that came out, we would be like 4 a.m., 3 a.m. react.
Right. And especially doing it on, our entire fan life has been documented on YouTube pretty much. And once that becomes like an expectation for ourselves, I think if we tried to force us to be like, we have to keep putting out content or we have to do these things, then our own stuff would have ended up not being as good. And I think literally they would rather be like, oh, you guys are still best friends and cousins and not
we're not friends. Like, we are not friends.
I misspoke. Yeah. We're not friends.
Oh, sorry, I misspoke. We're just cousins.
I'm sorry, I misspoke. Just strictly blood relatives.
Oh, sorry, I misspoke. Your mom is my dad's sister.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I misspoke. They just share a small amount of DNA.
I'm sorry. I misspoke. They've never even really met. So we're just cousins.
Yeah. So
you
jot that down.
You guys understand. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
But we still love you guys.
Very much.
Because
very, very much.
Like Peggy was saying, even when you separate being a fan of something from real life, when this is shut off and we're going somewhere or just like driving down the street, something like we're still hanging out with each other. You guys could still come over. You guys and we don't need to include K-pop, and that's what our friendships have become, where it's like, it's wicked fun that we do. Yes. And we still listen to the music, still do all those things when we hang out with people, but we are friends without, like, we don't need K-pop to be friends. Now that we've made friends and we hang out with you guys and like talk to you guys, that's more important than being like, okay, you got to hop on the YouTube and react to things. That means more for us than people like agreeing with our opinion on a YouTube video. Right. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's like, that's still fun, but it's not for us.
Right. And doing like making all of the videos and making games out of everything and all this stuff is for a very long time.
We are underrated, severely underrated.
Yeah, a lot of our best work has under 200 views.
And it's because we did it in the first 4 months of having the channel.
Thank you, Juhan, for watching it though.
Yes.
But like doing that was like our really fun creative outlet, our little happy place in a lot of ways. Emotionally, it still is. Yeah. But that it's like each thing serves its purpose in its intended time, and I feel like it's healthy to view it that way, that like we really do love being creative and doing all these things, but it's like if we were to try to, like after a certain point, even while we were still actively making videos each week, like it'd be like, so how can we do this game into this? And like you kind of get to the bottom of the barrel with some of those things, and if you force yourself to continue,
where you're like, we don't even like the idea, so why would other people?
Why are we gonna do this? Why are we forcing this? And but we're very happy with where things.
So our K-pop update and our life update is that we love the people.
Yes,
we love the people. We love you guys. We love them. We've allowed this. How I'm gonna say it, you'll get what I mean, and maybe you can elaborate on my thoughts. Like, we've not learned our place, but we figured out our place as fans.
Yes,
and like we're just like chill now.
That once we found the space to be comfortable in our celebration of the things that we love, we found friendships within that, and it's not something that's ending, but clearly other things with the groups growing and changing and all this stuff. As time changes things, as it always will, we're taking the parts of it that are moving forward, and you leave some parts behind, and that's just how life goes. But I think that it's all and also when we're able to be together more often, we also could be like, we'll be doing some stuff. We'll be throwing some shit together because we feel like it. And that's fine.
We've never told the Johnny story time. And we never will.
You'll never know what we suffered that day.
Like,
nobody.
Legitimately.
Nobody.
Like, ever.
Maybe
never ever.
We'll spill all of our secrets from over time.
With rhinestones. You look like Kevin Federline.
Keep talking.
You look like Clay Aiken. Don't bring him into this. So I think it means more to us as YouTuber, K-pop YouTubers, where we would use that title in the past, but like not really. That if we can not compare ourselves, but compare like the K-pop YouTube world, it means more to us to be able to like to have the ability to sit here and list off 100 people that we know personally because of this channel, than to be like, and get me that interview with Monsta X,
right?
That we've seen people do, and I love that. This is fire. This is good. To every single thing, it means more that we have real connections and real friendships and stuff, while we still get to love the K-pop, and that's okay.
And basically, we are GOT7 because
so like that
pretty much
we wrapped that up.
We are GOT7 because we will always be GOT7.
GOT7.
But maybe not with
two
JYP.
Or never, two or nothing.
Exactly. And when there are concerts again, you bet you'll see our asses standing up and yelling the entire fucking time.
Yeah.
The entire time, running up
like
and down
neon, and everyone's like, what's down there? And that's Alana and Peggy.
We will do all of
it. We
it.
need to mention, just by name, and Peggy just gonna like do one word or two, 17 forever also.
Forever. And always. Occasionally I'll go into I'll become a historian to Marcus, and I'll start where I taught him about the rap unit the other day,
God.
because he started listening to now I can't remember his name right now.
Toby Lou.
Yes. And so he was listening to Toby Lou's
album. And then she went down.
And I was like, I'm sorry, there's a track on here featuring Vernon of 17. And so I was like, and if you would like, so you enjoy this track. So here's in the rap unit of 17, because 17
and then you go down the spiral of this is what this is.
Right. And it's so much fun to explain it to somebody who doesn't know anything about it. And then you carry that pride where I was like, and 17 makes everything themselves.
And it's really nice to have someone on the other side that appreciates what you love still.
Yeah.
Like what you like, and that's definitely
it's very nice to share, and just because she knows that he's like, well, you obviously care.
If you're excited about it, and someone's not excited on the receiving end, I'd be like, then I just won't even talk.
Yeah,
I won't even speak.
Exactly.
But it's nice to have people like that. And that's why we have each other, not friends, but cousins.
Yeah,
that can talk about it.
Friends, business associates.
That's it, and it's there.
And 17, is there a concert accessible to us? I only saw a couple of things.
I don't know if someone recorded it.
Sure.
It did happen, but I don't know if it was recorded. And all we've seen are hot pictures.
Yeah, when 17 went to Japan for 1,000 years, we were
like,
it's as if it's a long distance friendship. But.
And then bring it all back, don't stop. And then when 17 comes back, we still love him.
Always. Because they just get more gorgeous by the day. And we can't wait
we know the talent.
Continue to emphasize those things
forever.
In time, in a way where we're still...
Forever when we choose.
Yes.
And there's that. Peggy, do you have any ending words? Do you have anything you want to say?
I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's, growing and thriving and being gorgeous as they always have been. I'm very happy that we get to hang out today. We screamed so loud in the car.
So loud.
It's been much too long.
Yes, ma'am.
And I can't wait until it's safe enough for everybody to have
once it's available to us,
again.
we will be vaccinated.
Yep.
just letting you know we are pro-vax.
And we will never lose our level of enthusiasm for life and the people we love.
Unless a specific thing happens that I'm not going to talk about, but it really threw me off tonight. And like, just know I'm not happy.
She's fine.
I'm like literally perfectly fine. Yeah, I'm happy too. As you can tell, I haven't been uploading, so it's really like we're doing the same amount of stuff right now.
We're just
because like no one has put anything out.
Yeah.
That I've been like, yep, hopping on the YouTube because I'm pretty sure no one cares about my opinion on that type of stuff. So that's where we're at right now.
Yeah, we're looking in and working on this on the sweet guys as individuals.
They just tweeted a picture, but no fans are even in it.
They were asleep the entire. They
what
were
we just
asleep.
did. Yeah, no, actually, when it just started, someone said, "Johan, are you okay?" Because he looked like he was like just rolled out of bed.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we will say goodbye now.
Yeah,
And just
only temporarily.
it's not goodbye. See you later.
Yeah, just wanted to check in, share the love.
What is it? So long. No, I do it wrong every time. Goodbye for now to
Until
you,
we
my
meet
friends. So long. Farewell
To you.
It's been great
To play and sing together in the box.
And now it's time to say goodbye.
I'm surprised we can do that because our hands are so
Because
cold.
I literally cannot feel them. Pinkies are numb.
It's breaking here.
They're colder than witch's tin. Cold as a well digger's ass. We'll see you guys later. Love you.